everyone. How are you today? We're going to wait just a minute to let people get logged on here, and I need to text my husband because he called me just as I was hitting the go live button to tell him that I'm on a hangout, so I can't take his call right now, and so we can get everything going here. Okay, which also means I need to turn the volume down on my phone. If you are watching this and I sound clear to you, would you text me if you have my cell phone? I just want to make sure that our volume controls are good and that you can hear me well, the signal is clear, because that's the only thing when you're on one of these is you don't know how you're coming across to anyone else. So if you're on and you have my cell, if you want to connect with me that way, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Awesome. Well, welcome to the first of a 4-part series on how to use our brand new flip chart. This is being recorded in May of 2016. And so we want to be able to post this so our new consultants will be able to watch it to come. But I have to just do a couple of quick little announcements because it's May. And May begins the final dash of the Mary Kay business year. Our business year ends June 30th. And then we all go to seminar in Dallas the end of July, and we celebrate. And so registration just opened for seminar. So get yourself registered, and then we'll work out all the other details for you. And it also is a really great time for business right now because we're in that time of coming off of winter and before summer vacations hit. And so it's a phenomenal time to be growing your Mary Kay business. And so I hope that these next 2 months you will play full out at your absolute best, so that it really builds your business in a huge way for your family. And it also will help your unit have a grand and glorious finish, and our national area as well. And so it's this one big happy family all working together for common goals. And so if you're not sure where to begin as you watch this video, please reach out to your sales director. She is like your genie in a box. So she comes as a great gift with purchase when you buy your starter kit to be able to support you every single step of the way. I promise you that she has encountered every circumstance that you might ever encounter in your Mary Kay business. And she is always looking forward to when you reach out to her and call her, okay? And so, you know, Mary Kay is a little different. You know, if you start a new job, you're supposed to do a really good job, and you don't kind of want to like bother your boss, right? Well, in Mary Kay, we have so much to teach you that as you reach out to us, we have more and more to give to you. So never, ever, ever hesitate about reaching out to your sales director because she loves hearing from you and working with you. So let's jump into our training for today, our training of the first of 4 parts. Now, it is a 4-part training, but I want you to know that if you're watching this series live in May 2016, that I do not want you to wait until I finish all 4 parts of this flip chart for you to start using it. The best way to learn is by using it right away. So I'm going to kind of get you started, and then the flip chart, I believe it's pretty self-explanatory as you go through it, that you'll be like, oh yeah, I can do this, because that's what we intended it to be. That even as a brand new beauty consultant, that you could sit down and start working with this right away and start having full circle success. What do we call for full circle success? Full circle success in Mary Kay is having, from every party that we do, a party being 3 to 6 people, that you have a minimum of 2 people who start on skincare, a minimum of 2. I like to shoot for 75%, by the way, to have at least 2 bookings from that party. Again, I like to shoot for 75, and at least 2 sharing conversations about the business. And those are called by a variety of names. They're called career chats, they're called fun fast facts, they're called sharing appointments, they're called practice interviews, career conversations. There's all different kinds of leadership training calls. There's all different kinds of names for them that are interchangeable. It's kind of based on what fits you the best. And so I always want to have at least 2 of those coming out of every appointment, my hostess and at least 1 other person. You know, sometimes I go to parties and everybody that's there, I would love to have on my team. There's always at least one. Mary Kay told us that there's at least 1 woman at every party that would make a great beauty consultant. And so I'm going to take my watch off here so I can be kind of watching our time so I can stay on time with our flip chart. And so let me first tell you, where do you get your flip chart? Well, it's posted in a couple of different places. In the McClure National Area app, it's posted there under resources. And the user ID and the password are the same. It's lowercase mk. It is also posted on our family Facebook page. If you're not a member of that, please message me so that I can add you. Our McClure Family Facebook page, that's a mouthful, is McClure Area Leaders. And so I can add you, your director can add you, but I can't accept any more friend requests. You can only follow me on Facebook because my friend requests are full. And so you might have to message me for me to be able to add you to McClure Area Leaders. But you can find our flip chart there in the files, along with lots of other helpful information. You will also find it on our website, which is www.kimmcclureNSD.com. And the password is 6 letters. The first 3 are uppercase, DIQ, and the last 3 are lowercase, NOW. So it's DIQ now. And that may not quite be there yet. So if you go today, as we're just recording this live, it may not quite be there yet. But those are the different places that you will find our McClure area flip chart, as well as a lot of the other resources that I'm going to be talking about today in our conversation here that we're having. So if you could see my office, oh, thanks everybody for sharing me love. Thank you very much. If you could see, this is actually my husband's office that I'm sitting in today. But if you could see this, I've got all kinds of props and supplies and all kinds of stuff that I have here for you. And I also wanted to show you, sorry, I probably just made you dizzy and sick. I also wanted to show you a little bit of how I pack for a party as well. And these are systems that I have learned over my 24 years of working my Mary Kay business. As a beauty consultant, I was on the National Court of Sales one time, and then I became a sales director, and then I repeated on that court 18 times. Several times I was in the top 20 in the nation, and as a beauty consultant, just for my personal sales, the highest was number 4. So you know that our unit has a legacy, our national area has a legacy of being $1 million unit and of being the number 1 unit in the whole world. And so you come from a stock of champions. You come not from my national area, almost said inner circle. We're working on that. But our national sales director, Maxine Sandvig, was also an inner circle national sales director. And so that's where we are moving in that direction. And it all starts with the party. You know, when I became a beauty consultant 24 years ago, I'm celebrating my anniversary on May 14th, 2 days after Mary Kay's birthday. I'm pretty sure I was recruited during a birthday challenge. That's my director was part of a contest to add somebody to their team in the month of May. That's something I always work to do. I always work to gold medal in the month of May, to have 5 people join my team in the month of May in honor of Mary Kay's birthday. But when I started, we had a flip chart, but our flip chart was it was one of those flip charts. This is the flip chart, by the way. It was a flip chart that looked kind of like this, and we would stand up and read it, and the pages with the pictures would be on one side and the words would be going horizontally, and you were kind of like having to try and read it upside down or stand this way and read from it. And so this flip chart has come a long, long way. Why would you want to use a flip chart? Well, using a flip chart, first of all, it makes your job look easy. So if a guest is sitting there and she thinks you're perfect, like you've memorized everything, she'll be like, I could never do her job. So it's good for them to see you use a flip chart. It keeps you on track as well. And we designed the flip chart with a couple thoughts in mind. First of all, Julia Burnett, this is her basic flip chart, one of my dear national sales director friends. And it was put together by compilation of lots of different people over the years of Mary Kay. Some of this is from my flip chart, some of it's from Roya Mattis, some of it is from Diana Sumter, some of it is from Crystal Trojanowski, from Leah Laughlin, from Pam Shaw. There's so many people who have a part in all of this history, plus all the pioneers in Mary Kay as well. And so this flip chart is just really, really key. The company is working on a flip chart as well. And we didn't want to wait for it. We wanted to bring it back out the way we do it. I thought about printing it on like a cardstock paper, a glossy paper, so it would look super, super professional. And you could do that and have it printed. But if you do have it printed that way, make sure that they have the front and back sides lined up properly, okay? I decided that I would prefer to do it where it's page protectors and you can slide pages in and out. And the reason that I decided to do that was that as we want to make modifications or changes, it's very easy to change this and very cost effective. This is a binder that we found on Amazon. I think it was like $11, $12 that we found this, and we'll have to get that information out to you as well as to where you can find that. Some people like to flip their flip chart from the front to the back. I like to flip mine pages from the back to the front so that as I'm turning it, I can see what my guests are seeing. And that way, even though I've got the words here, I know what the pictures are. It kind of like helps me to preset what I'm going to be saying. By the way, when you are posting anything on social media, please make sure that you hashtag it MyMKLife. Anything to do with your Mary Kay business or how Mary Kay has blessed your family or something you're doing with your Mary Kay money, make sure that you hashtag it that, because that raises our social profile, our social awareness. And let's say you're talking to somebody about a Mary Kay business and she's not sure. Maybe she says, but I'm just not like you. I'm not just like you. I can't be like you. Well, you could hashtag, you could have her search hashtag MyMKLife, and she would see all the amazing feeds and pictures and posts of people on Facebook and on Instagram that would come up so that she could see the whole variety of people and the different ways that a Mary Kay business blesses a family. Well, we are back to the kitchen table, and you want to use this flip chart both for your facials, that's one person, a double facial, two people, as well as for your parties for you. And I'm even working on a version of it for our grand openings so that we can do it and make our kickoff parties easy when you are debuting your new consultant, and that you can be watching and learning from your sales director as she debuts your new team member as well. And so I want to encourage you to be a professional with this flip chart. I want you to study it. I want you to practice it. I want you to take this next month of May, booking appointments with people, telling them that you have a new flip chart that you're working on learning, and could you practice on that? That you need to practice on this with at least 10 people in the month of May, 10 individual presentations. If you're a brand new consultant, we always talk about doing a perfect start. That's booking 8 parties to hold 5 in your first 2 weeks so that you can be in front of at least 15 women. It's kind of like riding a bike. You got to get going with it and do it over and over and over. And so practicing it first in your mirror, practicing it on a teddy bear, practicing it on your kids, practicing it on your man, however, but practice it. So give yourself some time every day. Maybe get up 30 minutes earlier if you're a new consultant. Or you might be just so excited you can't sleep at night. Stay up a little bit later to go through it and practice it so the words can be comfortable. There's a lot of words on some of these pages. We have bolded them and pink highlighted really like key bullet points. And that was one of the other reasons for not making it a shiny permanent paper, was so that you could take your words out of things and you could highlight different things, mark it up any way that you want to mark it up. You can put sticky notes on here. You could put sticky notes inside the page so it doesn't fall out. And that's really helpful when you're trying to learn something new and you're making a change in things. Okay, so you're going to work on it and repeat it. And by the way, when you do 10 parties between today, May 3rd, 2016, and July 25th, 2016, we're going to recognize you at seminar at our annual awards night for the McClure National Area. We'll be calling you up on stage for everybody who's done 10 parties, because I want everyone to feel like a winner, and I want everyone to be using this flip chart in a big, big way. And so let me just see what else did I want to tell you about the flip chart. A Mary Kay party appeals to all senses. You know, 65% of the women are visual. 65% of people are visual. 10% are kind of auditory, and people only retain 10% of what they're hearing. So when you can use a flip chart tool and people can touch and feel the products, we are anchoring in the experience at a much higher way. So Mary Kay was so wise when she created our flip chart to be both auditory, visual, and tactile. So it anchors it in for everybody for you. A flip chart also helps people's fear of public speaking, because it just kind of tells them what to say as they go through it step by step. Okay, so let's talk about coaching and pre-profiling at your parties or before your parties happen. Coaching is helping your hostess to have a good party. It's telling her what she can expect, like you'll need access to her kitchen sink, and she doesn't need to do a lot of food because people are going to be, you know, putting products on with their hands, and so you can't dip and chip and eat, you know, at the same time. So just something light that she could serve at the end of your time together. You want this to be fun and easy for her, that she doesn't need to clean her whole house, just the area wherever her guests are going to sit, around her kitchen table, around a coffee table. You know, some of my best parties have been in little tiny places with people packed in, sitting all over on the floor as well. It made for a really intimate experience. But one of the most important parts of coaching is pre-profiling, and that is connecting with the guests who are going to be at your party beforehand to find out about their skin. You know what that does for you? First of all, it builds trust and rapport. Nobody else, when they're going to a direct sales home party, calls you to find out, like, what kind of jewelry do you like, or how's your home decorated, or what's your workout routine. They don't call and find out about you ahead of time. We do. We do it either by texting with people or by talking to them live. It also helps you as the beauty consultant to be prepared. You know what products you're going to need to have. You're not surprised. You can get questions answered. If there's somebody who has some special skin condition, you can call Mary Kay's Consultant Medical Relations, and they will tell you about, if you've got a customer who has eczema or a customer who has rosacea, they will give you tips and help with that. You can always reach out to your sales director as well as your recruiter, but you have a whole department at Mary Kay called Consultant Medical Relations that you can reach out to. Another reason to pre-profile, it builds the guest's excitement about the party. And we can do something called cross-confirmation, and that is letting the hostess know who is coming and why they're coming, what she's excited to learn about. That helps, because sometimes people will, one of the guests will not be able to come. And so a hostess might be tempted to cancel her party. But if she knows the two other people were coming, were really wanting to come to get help with, their breakouts or their blackheads or with a new lip color, she is not going to change that appointment on you. And so pre-profiling helps to nail that appointment down. You also know when you have a guest list that people are coming to that party. So that's another reason to pre-profile. And I just had something that flipped out of my head on pre-profiling. Well, it'll come back to me on that. But people are excited to see you when you've pre-profiled. They're kind of looking for you at the party. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. When you pre-profile, you're actually teaching the people at the party how to be a beauty consultant. So you're kind of already training the people that would be at your party. So pre-profiling is super important. It can be just as easy as shooting a text message out with, tell me a little bit about your skin. Is it more dry to normal, combination to oily? Do you have breakouts? have you ever tried Mary Kay before is a question that's really important to ask when you're pre-profiling, because it lets you know if she maybe is somebody else's customer. You know, we want to honor that golden rule and not take other people's customers away from them. You know, the people that are okay to switch to you are going to be your best friends and your family. We would expect that they're going to switch to you, but we don't want to take somebody, we don't want to take your neighbor, just, you know, she's been buying maybe from somebody else and is being well taken care of. But if she's not one of your really dear friends, then you want to encourage her to stay with her beauty consultant. Because how would you feel if somebody's neighbor, you had a great relationship with a customer, and one of her neighbors started selling Mary Kay, and she said, oh, I'm going to buy from my neighbor now, right? If your relationships are tight with people, they won't want to leave you. Okay, so let's talk about image when you show up to your Mary Kay parties. You want to dress the part of the president of your company because you are. So Mary Kay asked us to wear a skirt. That was it. Really simple, really easy. Think about when you're doing your appointments, especially when it's hot, you don't necessarily want to have a sleeveless top on because you're going to be reaching over somebody and they might not want to look up your armpit, right? So I love when I'm going to do my parties, I love to wear my Mary Kay beauty coat. This is the beauty coat that you can get off of MK Connections. I'm actually taking mine to have it embroidered to say Mary Kay and to put my name on it. You can get that embroidered for like $10 to $12. So just look up local embroidery places. And so I like to even wear this when I'm out and about doing my errands. I throw on just a black skirt and I have a tank or a cami underneath, and I'm ready to go. Because when you run around doing your errands in this, then, and it says Mary Kay up here, it does say it on the sleeve here, Mary Kay, but sometimes they miss it. So if you embroider it up here, then people will say, oh, you work for Mary Kay. It's kind of like wearing your advertising for you. What else is important in image? Your face. You want your makeup to look slamming. So make sure that you check it before you walk into her house. You might want to keep a little touch-up bag of some of our translucent powder and some beauty blotters in the car, as well as your favorite lipstick and lip gloss, just in case. You know, I always like to keep a backup pair of earrings in my car with me because sometimes I run out of the house and I forget my earrings as well. Let's talk about shoes, okay? It's important to have professional shoes. Think about if you were going to meet with your boss for a business meeting, how you would dress, okay? Or you're showing up for an interview. You wouldn't walk into somebody's house in flip-flops in the summertime. So don't do it in Mary Kay either. Wear professional shoes. You can wear cute sandals in the summer, but just don't make them flip-flops, you know? In the winter, we tend to wear, if you're in a cold area, we tend to wear long skirts and boots when we go to our appointments because people treat you differently when you're dressed in a skirt. They're nicer to you. They take you more serious about your business. And isn't that what you want? For your customers to have trust in you and to know that you take your business very seriously, that they can count on you. So your image is really important. And that includes when you walk up to the door at your customer's home. You do not want to look like the bag lady. You want to look easy, breezy, fun. You want to have your purse and maybe your starter kit packed up, zipped up, nice and neat for you, okay? Sometimes I even leave my purse in the trunk of my car and I just take my wallet in with me to the house so that way I can look even lighter, okay? You might go back then and make 1 or 2 more trips depending on if you bring your products in with you. So here's what I like to do. I will bring my fishing tackle box. You guys, I love my fishing tackle box. I earned this as a Star Consultant. Well, they gave it as a Star Consultant prize and I didn't take it. So then I had to go out and get one. It comes from Bass Pro Shops and it is a Plano 1258. And this is the tackle box that I have found works the absolute best. You guys, this tackle box, it's like 22 years old. 22 years old. It was like $18. I think you can get them today for $24. So it is well worth it. So let me show you kind of how I have it packed here. And then we're going to get into this flip chart. Okay. And so in here, this is all of my color products. It's alphabetized. These are all of my eyeshadows, my cheek colors. I have my cream to powder eyeshadows. I have my little applicators. I have some of my other miscellaneous product up here. So that's in this level. You guys, this is pretty much all my color too that I have. I have a little bit more foundations for sure. Then the bottom part of this, when you look at this has all of my foundation shades. In here for liquid foundation, I have eyeliners here. Up here, I have my brushes, and then I have lipsticks, and I have lip liners. Here I have mascaras. I have lip glosses down. I can't show it to you. I'm going to tip it. There we go. On my tippy toes for you guys. I have lip glosses there. I have my CC creams, and underneath here I have mineral powders. This tackle box is actually deep enough, you guys, that I can stack my liquid foundation. So if you're like, how deep is this? My liquid foundations will actually stack in here, okay? Because when the top closes, there's a little bit of space on the top. I worked with lots of different tackle boxes. I bought a whole bunch to see what could fit in the best and what could hold the most. And this is what I came up with. So that's my tackle box. So I go with my tackle box, and then I have purchased one of these beautiful totes from 31. And so it's one of their party totes. And this will actually hold 6 roll-up bags, all filled. And so I have purple ribbons on the handle, if it's a combination to Oily Miracle set. And I have pink ribbons, if it's a dry to normal set, okay? And this will actually hold 6 roll-up bags. This is pretty much what I have as products that I take to my parties. 1 roll-up bag for each person that's there. I also will have a couple sets of repair and maybe a set of botanicals in my trunk, just in case I have somebody at my party who has super sensitive skin. And I also have Clear Proof with me as well. So I would take all of that. But this is kind of what I take into my parties if I'm going to be filling products from inside the house. If you happen to live in a super warm area of the nation, a super hot area, you may need to have some insulated tote bags to keep your product in. So just think about that as if you're at work and you're putting your products in your car before you're leaving, you may need insulated totes as well. Okay, so when you walk into the hostess's house, you want to compliment her. You want to thank her. You want to, even if you had a horrible time finding her house, you want to tell her, yeah, you found it pretty easily, right? Because you are there as her guest, but you're also there to co-hostess this party. So I want you to think about that. So you want to be really relatable to her. You want to be very light. If you had a bad day, leave it behind you. She doesn't want to hear about it. This is all about her and her friends, okay? And so leave all your troubles at the door and focus on her. Mary Kay said, everybody wears a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important, make me feel special. And that's your job at the party, is to love on people and to make them feel fabulous and to have fun, because they've worked hard all day or they have stressful things happening in their lives too. And so you just want to give them a break, kind of take them away to some fun and some pampering. Your hostess will probably offer you a beverage. Can I get you something to drink? I always take it, even if I'm not thirsty. But here's a tip for you. If your hostess offers you an alcoholic beverage, beer or wine or whatever, she's going to do the same thing with her guests. Now, it's not that we wouldn't want somebody to have fun and drink at a Mary Kay party, but there's a couple things about alcohol. First of all, alcohol changes your skin tone. So you might match somebody's foundation or their CC cream, and then by the time they go to put it on, their skin is a whole different color. The other thing that happens is some people, when they drink, they can't feel very well with their fingertips. And we're going to be asking them to feel their face. And we're also going to be, some people, their face gets all tingly or it gets really hot. And so you don't want those experiences happening at your party, right? So if she offers you something like that, I politely decline. I say, no, just some water is fine. And could I ask that you wait to serve any beer or wine until we get to the foundation, put it on their face, because sometimes beer and wine can change people's complexion, and then when they go to put their CC cream or their foundation on, it won't look the same, and I don't want them to to not like the product, okay? So if you could just wait, I'm even happy to take a break and say, okay, refreshment break, let's go and grab a beverage and come back, because then it's not going to happen until, another 20 to 30 minutes. And by that time, you're going to be done with your party. The other thing for you to know about alcohol is, while at first people get excited, that alcohol is actually a depressant. And so by the time it can come to checkout, they might have trouble focusing on what they might want to get, or trouble making a decision, and so that's also why I just suggest, and I don't tell my hostess all of those things. I just say, oh my gosh, could I just ask you to wait to serve that to your guests until we get to where the part where they actually put their foundation or CC cream on their face, because I don't want it to throw off their foundations. And she will be totally fine if you represent it that way to her, okay? You also want it while you're setting up your table. I suggest you're probably gonna wanna arrive, if it's your first party, maybe 45 minutes beforehand. Once you're seasoned, you can usually arrive 30 minutes beforehand to come. And so you want to set everything up. You want to set your beautiful table up with your trays and mirrors. Now you can get these tray inserts. I highly suggest that you get them, and the little plastic insert goes right on top of them. You can make these on marykayintouch.com. You also have them on my website, and they will also be going up in our app as well, so that you can print them out, trim them down tight, and then put them in here. And that way it helps people follow along with you in the party, okay? I also, when I go to my parties, I have my assistant take these mesh bags and put them together. I apologize, I'm saying I'm getting dry. And so in my mesh bag here, I have my tray and my mirror. Well, I think I have my tray. No, I have my tray. I can't get it out. I have a tray and a mirror along with the little plastic insert. By the way, you throw these out when you're done, the little plastic inserts, and they stick together. So you want to make sure that you only have one. You should be able to bend it really easy. Then you know you only have one. So you have your tray and your mirror. I also have in here a beauty book. Okay, the beauty book changes about every 6 months. I do not put lookbooks out on my table. The lookbook is this big book here. And it changes also every quarter. Do not put this out on your table. It will totally kill your sales, because they think they have to look through all 35 pages of deliciousness in here, and they totally get lost on what they should be purchasing. So I send this home with my customers. So I have it in my closing area. Okay, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I also have in here my sales ticket, and I have in here the profile card for them to fill out and complete. And I have in here a disposable washcloth. If I'm going to be doing microdermabrasion on people's faces, I like to use real washcloths. And I actually like to heat them up at home, wet them and heat them at home in a microwave, and put them in an insulated bag so they're really nice and hot. And I like to bring 2 of those hot towels per person to my party. It totally makes it more of a spa-like experience for people. And then I have a pen. Okay, and you can get these cute pens off MK Connections and have your name and phone number printed right on them as well. So I have my mascara wand, and I have my 2 cotton balls in here, and I have everything else. So it's all set. So even if you're running late, you could hand this to everybody and say, go ahead and open up your bag. A lot of times I like to bring name tags, or I'll take our business cards, if you have the tent kind, and fold them the opposite way and write the people's names on the front and back side of it. So it's like a little name card. There's nothing sweeter to the sound of everybody's name, nothing sweeter sounding to everybody than the sound of their own name. And it also helps the other people at the party know who's who at the party. So I like to have those set up for me as well. Okay, now in my closing area, the closing area is where I'm going to take everybody for their private close when the party is over. And in my closing area, I'm going to have my money bag. I might have that tucked with me in my purse. I'm going to take my phone with me. I'm going to have the lookbooks. I'm going to have my date book there. I'm going to have my roll-up bags, my tackle box. All my product is going to be sitting there, as well as little goodie bags for everybody. I like to make a little goodie bag for everybody. You can see, whoops, I think that's the right way. You can see it says Liz. So I will have a little goodie bag for each person. That's part of my pre-profiling, is I will say I'm going to make up a little swag bag for you. And what would you like in it? A sample of skincare, a sample of color, a sample of body care, or fragrance. And so then she's got a little goodie bag, and I know what's kind of her hot button, okay? If it's skincare, I might put microdermabrasion in there. If it's color, I might put a couple samples of lip gloss. This one has a little mini mascara in it. It also has my business card, and I usually like to put a piece of hard candy in here, not chocolate, in case I leave them in the summer in my car. Those are messy, but hard candy is good. And so I have this little goodie bag ready for each person at my checkout area. So it's part of the reason they need to come and meet with me at the end, is to get their little swag bag, okay? I will even text this to my people after I've pre-profiled them, or if I'm like just letting them know that I'm excited to see them before the party, I might say, I have your swag bag for you. I can't wait to give it to you at the party, and I'll shoot them a picture of it. It just helps to remind them, rather than saying, don't forget about Susie's party. I can say, I have your little treat bag for you, and everybody wants to get their bag. So I have that as well. Okay, so let's get into the flip chart. Now let me go back to the page here. Oh, by the way, if you ever lose control at a party, the way to gain it back is by whispering. Because when you start to whisper, they get quiet. And so they will start to calm down their conversation so that you can get control of your party. Also, smile a lot. Even raise your eyebrows a little bit, because when you're raising your eyebrows a little, you can't really frown. So when you're concentrating really hard, you can frown. So you want to be smiling. Plus, my dad said that after age 40, people naturally have a downturn of a droop in their mouth. And so you want to be having that smile on your face as well. Let me see. Okay, so let me take off my sticky notes that I had to remind me of different things that I wanted to tell you about. It's important to start on time, as close to the start time of your party. When you pre-profile people, you might even want to say, we're going to be starting at 6:45, or we're going to be starting at 7 p.m. sharp. So if you can get there at 6:45, I have a satin experience for you to try before the party starts, okay? So you're going to get started. As people arrive, you want to shake their hand. I'm just looking to see how much time I have. You want to shake their hand and look them in the eye and say, hi, Sarah, it's so nice to meet you. Now, Mary Kay always taught us to put your hand on top of their hand, because that conveys warmth. It conveys inviting them in, and you can actually kind of maneuver somebody. Hey, come on over here to the table. I have your spot set up for you, so that you can have her sit down and get right to business. Now, you might be setting up still for your party as guests are arriving. Remember that people are more important than anything else. So stop what you're doing and go over and greet them and have a warm smile. Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Sarah. You know, so that you're building that relationship and building that connection. Remember, you're hostessing. You're kind of a co-hostess with your hostess at her home. So you're an extension of her. So do everything you can to help her out as well at the party. So you're going to start and do your welcome and introductions. But before you do that, you're going to do satin hands and oil-free eye makeup remover. Now, I like to do my oil-free eye makeup remover before satin hands. If you're going to be doing a full color party, then you might be taking off their eye makeup remover at this time. I don't do that for my initial appointments, because I want to leave their eye makeup on, because we're not going to do a lot of color. We might not do any eye makeup whatsoever. So think about that when you're at this point. So what I like to do is I like to show them how great our eye pencils are. And so I take and I'm going to draw it on my hand. Okay, I'm going to draw kind of like that, and I'm going to let it dry, and I would draw it on their hand. And I would tell them a little bit about our eye makeup remover, how it removes the most killer mascara, both waterproof and non-waterproof. It also gives you an opportunity at this point to say, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you about our new mascara too. You might even have that out on display at this point, just so you can be showing and telling people about our new Lash Intensity mascara. Then you can shake this up, and you can put it on a cotton ball, You might even have some of them pre-moistened. And you want to show them that with our eye pencil, that once it's on, it doesn't smudge. So it stays put. I could rub pretty hard, actually. It still stays put. And so now I've got my cotton ball, and you can show them how easily it comes off. Sorry, I know that's hard on Google Hang on videos. There, it's all gone. And so you can just show them how it doesn't leave any residue or greasy residue with that eye makeup remover. You have to point out those little features and benefits to them. And then you're going to do satin hands. I usually demonstrate peach because I find that about 75% of the people prefer peach. The non-fragranced satin hands is the same kind of scent as the hand softener, and you're not smelling fragrance in that hand softener or in the non-fragrance satin hands. You're smelling the naturally occurring ingredients in them. Okay, and so you're going to welcome your host. You're going to welcome everybody, and you're going to say to them, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're here with us today. I want to thank Susie Hostess for having us all here and gathering us around the kitchen table. I just appreciate that because it's how you help my business grow. And I love this about Susie. You're going to share something that you love about her, okay? And you can also tell them about whatever goal that you're working on. You know, I'm just starting my business and working on my perfect start, and Susie was so kind to help me, and you are all helping me here by being here as well. So thank you very much. And I have a gift for Susie Hostess, and I like to give her gift wrapped one of our little minis. This is our mini eye makeup remover. You always get lots of reorders on this when you follow up with this. And if she's more of a glamour girl, then this is our little mini lip gloss set. Now there's a price difference. This is our cost $2 and this is our cost $5, okay? Some people will actually break this set apart and wrap it up, but I like to give this to my hostess. She's done a lot of work for us to get this party together, so I will have that for her. And then I want to say to her, I want to tell just a little bit about our preferred customer program, that these are actually samples of gift ideas that you can get when you reorder $40 or more from me. Then these are the kind of gifts that you give. And so then we're going to do a round robin introductions at the bottom of page 3. We numbered the pages to make this easier for you to follow along. So at the bottom of page 3, then you want to say, I would love to know a little bit about what you each love about Susie, okay? And so they're going to go around the table and tell what they love about her. Now, what I also do at this point is I like to take a selfie with the group table. I like to take a lot of pictures. So I like to do one at this point, and then I like to do one of each person individually. This is going to help me when I go to text referrals, is to be able to share a picture of their friend with me, looking happy, having fun. Then she knows that I'm a real person and she doesn't have to say, hey, who is this person? Because she sees her friends smiling in the picture. So if I'm going to do a selfie of the table, I'm going to turn my phone on, and then I'm going to go to my camera. And this takes a little bit of practice if you haven't done group selfie kind of pictures. I'm going to turn the camera around, and what you want to do is you want to stand away from the group and hold up to you so that you are right in the center part and they're in the background. Okay? And so I'll kind of show you what that picture kind of looks like. It means that it's not a very good picture of me, certainly, but you can see that I'm close up and the other people would be in the background. So that would be one way of getting a selfie in. So I have to put a sticky on mine that says take selfie. So I remember to do that, okay? Then we're going to say, didn't you love the satin hands experience and the oil-free eye makeup remover? These are two really wow products. They really help my hands. They keep them from cracking and bleeding in the winter, and they make them feel so absolutely soft. So you share your testimony of what you love about it. Or in the summer, they just help get rid of all the rough and dry dead areas. And eye makeup remover, I couldn't live without that product. It is the world's best-selling eye makeup remover. It never leaves your eyes greasy feeling. It's even safe to use with contact lenses as well. Okay, then you're going to share the agenda with people so that people know what's happening at your party. Okay, and if you're at a facial, you're going to be doing these same things with people. This will take about an hour or so, and I promise you're going to have fun. You're going to feel pampered, so just relax. Your skin's going to feel absolutely amazing. The first thing we're going to do is play a game. Then you're going to get to try the ultimate in skincare, either the miracle set or the repair set, okay? And as I might have mentioned to you beforehand, this is the first of 2 appointments. So the next one is all about color. This first one is really skincare with just a touch of color for you, just to get you kind of dash out the door when you only have a couple seconds to get ready for work. I know that probably has never happened to any of us, right? And they kind of laugh, right? So I don't want you to take off any of your eye makeup, and I'll remind you of that again. And then at the end, you're going to get me all to yourself. Whenever you put your hand on your heart, consultants, that conveys sincerity as well. So at the end, you'll get me all to yourself, where you can ask me any kind of questions that you don't want to ask in front of the group. And then we can talk about what products you might want to take home, and when's best to do that second appointment, that color appointment for you. And so speaking of second appointments, I always like to have a little gift bag. And I put this in front of the guests, and every time I say second appointment, they have to move it from one person to another. And whoever is finished with it at the end, whoever has it sitting in front of them, gets to keep whatever's inside here. So what do I put in here? Sometimes it's samples. Sometimes it's maybe a product from a previous season that I have left over that I want to move off my shelf. Sometimes I've accidentally over-ordered something, and so I will put that in here. Sometimes it might be one of those little minis that I have. And if I forget, sometimes I just put in here a slip that says they get like a $5 gift card. So you can always do that when you forget something. You can always just give them a gift card. Okay. So I have that. And I say, as I said, this is the first of 2 appointments that you're entitled to as a Mary Kay customer. And so every time that I say the word second appointment or customized color look or color appointment, I want you to move that bag, and whoever has it at the very end will get to keep that. So let's get started with that game. So at your second appointment, one of the things you'll get to try all over is you're going to get to try some other colors for you, okay? You may get to do microdermabrasion all over your face. Now, sometimes I'm doing microdermabrasion all over their face. But if there's kids around or if people have gotten there late, you have to cut things out. And so then I would do microdermabrasion just on the back of their hand. So you've got to kind of watch your flip chart words, because it talks about microdermabrasion 2 different ways, okay? So that you can customize it to what you want to do, okay? So what you're going to then say is, then go around the table and tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay, if you've already tried Mary Kay before, tell me your favorite Mary Kay product, and what else do you do besides hang out at Mary Kay parties from time to time? And if there's something special you want to learn about today, let me know that too. Again, so you're getting to bond with people, okay? Then you say, you know what, I love to play games, and I want this to be fun and interactive for you. And so I have tickets here. And anytime you ask me a question about a product, like what's the best thing to use to keep away lines and wrinkles, because I don't want to look like my grandma, you know, then you'd get 1 ticket. You'd get 2 tickets if you're asking me a question about the company, like, what does it take to become a beauty consultant? Or how much money do you make? And was Mary Kay Ash a real person? So any of those kind of questions, you get 2 tickets. Now, as a consultant, one of the best things that you can do when you are building your team is taking one of your new team members with you to the party. So she can be your assistant, and she can be handing out tickets for you as you're going about doing the party, okay? And I tell people, and you want tickets, because the person who has the most tickets at the end is going to win a gift card that you can use at your second appointment. See, there I go saying that second appointment again. You have to kind of say that like 7 to 10 times at your party, okay? And so now you're going to share with them. I want to share with you a little bit here about, oh, my pages are out of order. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you guys, I did this last night, and my pages are out of order. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a bad snafu. Hold on one second here. I don't even know where it is. Oh, here it is. Okay, let me flip my chart so you're going to see how easy this is. Flip my chart back. I'm totally confused. Do I give you hope? Okay. This is this part, but I lost it. Oh, I know. Okay, you guys, I feel like I've just blown this, so give me grace on this. Your flip chart is in the right order for you. So we're going to tell everybody a game. Then I'm going to share my story because I've had them all tell me about them. I'm going to share my story. And just the very basics. So you've got pictures, you've got places here to put pictures in about your life. And so pictures of you before Mary Kay, pictures of your why in Mary Kay, my family would go there, pictures of what attracted to me to Mary Kay. I put a picture of product because I wanted to get my products half off. And I would also put a picture in here maybe of a paycheck or a picture of my husband because I wanted to retire him. I wanted to make enough money that I could quit my job and then also that I could retire him when I started my Mary Kay business. And so you're just going to say, I've been building my business for X amount of days or months or going on a month now. Or you might say less than a year if it's just still your first year in Mary Kay. Before Mary Kay, I was a nurse and a hospital administrator. I thought I had a dream job. I loved my career, but really, I loved what I did, but I didn't love all the hours and I didn't love the stress that went in there. And I didn't love it that the reward was more work for hard work instead of more money. And this is what I have found in my Mary Kay business. I have found that this is a place that I can grow. This is a place that I can be rewarded for giving my very, very best. And I can bring other people along in the journey with me. And my goal that I'm working on right now is becoming an Inner Circle National Sales Director. And that means that I'm going to be able to help lots of families make their dreams come true as well. So that would be what I would tell you about. I will tell you that right now, buzzwords with our millennial women, so women that were born that are kind of in the ages of currently 18 to kind of 34 are our millennial women. Things like experiences. They love experiences versus things. So creating memories versus just buying something. They love connection. They love community. They love collaborative efforts instead of being bossed around. They love being coached. They love freedom and flexibility. They value leadership, somebody who's going to be a mentor to them and that they can then be mentors to other people as well. And they love, they will change jobs frequently. And so being able to look at Mary Kay that every time you move up the career path, it's like changing jobs. So this company, you will never outgrow this company. And that's what I love about this business as well. Okay. And then you can also share with them. You've got a place you can write it all out here to have it right there. And then you can say, I love to play games. This is where back to where we're playing games. And I want this to be fun and interactive. And I want to reward you with tickets throughout our time together. And so when you ask me a question about products, 1 ticket. You ask me a question about 2, about the business, you get 2 tickets. Okay. And then you're going to have your tickets and give them to your person who's helping you. If you're by yourself, you're going to be doing it all yourself. It's no big deal. It's easy to do. And then you're going to say, I want to share with you a little bit more about Mary Kay, okay? So that you're equipped to make a great buying decision. Did you know that, or let me ask you this, what % of purchases do women have control over? What %? Anybody know? And they're going to be calling out numbers. The number is 80%. It says it here. And so whoever is closest to it or hits it on the nose, give her a ticket, right? Okay. And say there's a lot of power when we take our consumer dollars and interest into products, people, and companies. And I love to use those dollars to align with things that align with my value system. You know, most of us just buy certain products out of habit, and we don't think about where the money is going. I don't know what other cosmetic companies do with their money, but I do know what happens when you choose to wash your face with Mary Kay. And by the way, this part of our flip chart was created by a national sales director by the name of Diana Sumter, and it's kind of taken storm over the whole Mary Kay world. And you can say, Mary Kay is a company created by a woman where women could be paid what they're worth without sacrificing their priorities of God first, family second, and career third. And they could live by the golden rule. So when you wash with Mary Kay, you're directly investing in a locally owned small business, my business. You're helping my family to make our family dreams come true. And so right now, we are working right now. My son is in college, and so my Mary Kay business pays for my son's college so he graduates debt-free. Did you know that Mary Kay was a real person? Anybody? By the way, every time you get people to nod their head, they mentally spend $5 to $7. If you get them to flip their hand up, then they are spending about $8 to $10 with you. There's some sales psychologists who did studies on this, okay? So did you know that Mary Kay was a real person? And you can raise your hand. If they raise their hand, give them a ticket, okay? She has actually been voted as the most influential female entrepreneur in American history. We're so proud of our Mary Kay. Did you know that Mary Kay is a privately owned family business celebrating over 50 plus years with over $4 billion in annual wholesale sales and has extreme brand loyalty? Did you know that when you wash your face with Mary Kay, you can be proud of our company? We are constantly looking for ways to be sustainable and green. We call it our pink doing green. And so you actually can point to different things on your flip chart. So it's okay if you're standing up to kind of come around and point to things on your flip chart as well. And we actually, our manufacturing plant in Dallas, products made in the USA, and our 5 distribution centers have a 0 landfill status. That's big. We also plant all kinds of trees in honor of Arbor Day, and we have a partnership with Arbor Day. Every year, our foundation awards over $3 million in grants to fight domestic violence. We support shelters all across the United States, and we donated over $1.2 million to fight cancer as well. And we have a great program at the school age level with young girls where we're teaching them about safe dating. It's called our Love is Respect program, and they can text 22522. And somebody will be there at the other end of that text message to help them with what is a safe and good dating relationship. What does it look like? And then globally, let's look at globally. You know, when you choose to wash your face with Mary Kay, there's over 5,000 global employees and over 3.5 million worldwide independent sales force members in more than 35 countries. Isn't that crazy to think that all started from Mary Kay? Wow. And they say thank you because you are allowing them to have the privilege to get up every day and design their dream life. There's so many stories, but my favorite one is from China at an event where new national sales directors came together. National sales director Diana Sumter was talking with the #1 national in China, and she asked why she thought Mary Kay was growing so fast and furious in China. And her response was, because of the money that we make in Mary Kay, we can have more than one child. Isn't that mind-blowing? Wow. So after hearing all of this, tell me, what was your favorite part of how Mary Kay impacts families on a personal, local, or global level? I'll give you a ticket for sharing with me something that you just heard that you liked, and you give them a ticket, okay? And then we say, okay, I've got one other game that we're gonna play. I'm going to give you a letter, and I want you to find something in the room that starts with that letter, okay? And every letter is going to stand for something about Mary Kay, okay? So look around the room. Ready? On your mark, get set. Find something that begins with the letter M, okay? And whatever they say, I give them a ticket for it, okay? What would you do with an extra $500 a month? What would you do with it? And then you're going to give a ticket to each person who tells you what they would do with it. And you say, anybody have any idea what our commission is? I'll give you another ticket, and you can share that with them. And so that means we buy our products for $1 and we sell them for $2. It's the highest of any direct sales company. You know, many households are getting squeezed because people aren't giving raises out or as big of a raise as before, and yet expenses are increasing, so families are getting squeezed. And so many people start a Mary Kay business while they're working their regular job, just to help bridge the gap, make some extra money to pay off student loans, or to have some extra money for fun things, or maybe just for some new shoes or technology because you like to have the latest and greatest iPhone or Droid. You know, sometimes people will say, can you really support yourself doing Mary Kay? And you can. My national sales director's highest commission check for 1 month has been over $34,000. That's my highest check for 1 month. That doesn't include the value of my car. It doesn't include my diamond rings that I received from Mary Kay at that time. Or the trip that I earned. None of that. Or my personal sales. That's just my leadership and management commissions alone from Mary Kay. There are women all over the place making 6 figures in Mary Kay. Okay, the next letter is the letter R, and they just yell it out and you give them tickets. Well, the R stands for recognition and rewards. Let me ask you, when you walked into work yesterday, did your coworkers give you a standing ovation? Did they go, yay, she's here? Well, you know, Mary Kay Ash always believed in praising a woman to success. She felt if a woman's best qualities were spotlighted, then her weaknesses would diminish and her confidence would grow. She also believed in rewarding women with Cinderella-type prizes, things that most women would never buy for themselves, and creating experiences and memories. See, there's that word experiences that people are liking, okay? And I found so many women graduate from college. They look forward to their wedding. They're all excited they have their wedding, and then they have babies, and then there's like nothing else really that's happening for them. In fact, for many women, the last time they got a round of applause was the day they graduated from college or high school, or the day they got married, and everybody applauded them as they walked down the aisle. And so I love that this is a way to build yourself up. And Mary Kay is such a fun way to connect with positive, like-minded women and who really want to support other women in doing a job well done. Let's hear the next letter, the letter S. S is for self-esteem. And you give tickets when they find the S. Wouldn't you agree, if you're confident and you have a healthy self-concept and you're surrounded by support, that you can accomplish just about anything and make good choices, right? Well, you know what? I love Mary Kay because Mary Kay is the best self-improvement program out there. We have leaders who are coaching us, who've gone before us to support us every step of the way, so you don't ever have to figure things out by yourself. And they help you to be your very best self. Mary Kay is this amazing community of wise and loving business leaders. And we have a collaborative culture, not a competitive one. Here's the next letter, the letter C for free cars. And you guys, you'll notice that some of these free cars are people that you know in our national area. Could you earn the use of a car? You can earn the use of a car in Mary Kay. Isn't that crazy? You can take the Chevy Cruze, or you can take cash, $375. Which would you take? And you give everybody a ticket for that. The cars are always changing. So right now we have the Chevy Cruze and the black BMW. And we also have the famous pink Cadillac, or $900 a month cash. I mean, gosh, you could just go into your online banking and delete your car payment, insurance payment. How cool would that be if you did that? Here's the next letter, the letter W. W stands for watch what I do. See if you ever think you'd want to learn to do what I do. Mary Kay Ash said there's always a future beauty consultant sitting at each party. I wonder who it might be. And they'll be pointing at each other, and if they don't, then you just laugh and say, well, you never know, watch me today and see if you think you'd ever want to have this much fun too. I am building the most incredible team of women, and here's what you get to talk about the women that you're looking for. So what I love to say is that I'm building the most incredible inner circle dream team. I'm looking for women who are excellent or want to be excellent. I'm looking for women who love God or want to love God. I'm looking for women who know they have untapped talent inside of them, untapped potential, who are just looking for the right opportunity to run on. Women who know that they want to max out their life experience and are looking for freedom. And so you'll watch people, when you say those things, consultant, you'll watch people like sit up taller in their chairs, you know, as you're reading this. And so one of the things, if I was a beauty consultant, I would say one of the things that I'm working on is I'm working to earn the use of my first free car for my family and Mary Kay. And to do that, I'm looking for 12 women this month who would give me their opinion of our Mary Kay opportunity, fully knowing that most of them aren't going to be interested at all in Mary Kay, and I'm totally okay with that. But if you would just listen to help me out, then you could sign my car poster that I have here, okay, to be one of my 12, and I'm willing to offer you a free gift just to help me out and listen to some business information. This car poster can be found on my website, and it will also be under resources in our app so that you can have it. And so every time you meet with somebody to share the business, you can list them here. And we know that 1 out of every 3 to 5 people that you share with will say yes, and that you will be earning your free car. Isn't that exciting from doing this? It is so fun. So you can take this with you to all your parties. You might want to put it in a laminate, in a page protector sheet, just to have it there, okay? Okay. The next letter is the letter A for advantages, to have the flexibility. So you have them find something around the room, flexibility to make your own schedule and be your own boss. You get to call all the shots. How cool is that? And then the last letter, the letter B, okay? B is for beliefs. This is what I really want you to know about Mary Kay. Again, touching my heart. It's a company we're based on the golden rule, which is where we treat people the way that you want to be treated, and we don't steal each other's customers. We believe in an abundance mentality versus a scarcity mentality. We believe there's plenty of women out there to go around, so we don't have to go steal other people's people. We're proud to order our lives by the values of God first, family second, and career third, and we believe that our lives work in better harmony when we do that. And so let me ask you this, if you ever decided to work with me in a million years, what would be attractive to you? Would it be the money, the recognition, the cars, the beliefs? What would it be? And again, I give tickets. You get a ticket for sharing with me, and you give tickets. Now, some people might stop here and let people ask them questions. Some people may not. That's your choice. If you let them ask you questions and they ask you a question, they get a ticket in the door prize drawing. If you don't know the answer, they get 2 tickets. So it's no big deal if you let them ask questions. So we're going to talk about our Hostess program here, okay? And then let me see here. I'm going to actually stop right here at the Hostess program because I'm a little bit longer than what I wanted to be for today. But I'm going to stop right here. What's the best Hostess program? The one that excites you the best. The one that you would book a party for. That's the best Hostess program. And so it doesn't matter what it is. It's something that you would love to give to people. For me, I usually like to give $100 of free products for $35 for having 3 or more friends join them, okay? If they have 1 or 2, then I bring prizes. If they have 3 or more, it's $100 for $35. Sometimes if it's just 2 people, I do $75 of products for $35. But if they add 1 more, then they go $100 of products for $35. So I want to thank you for being part of this phase 1 or step 1 of our flip chart. Our next one is going to be on Tuesday, May 10th. The times change because just because of my schedule. And you'll notice we skip a week because I'm off to the National Sales Director trip with my incredibly sexy husband, Bob. We're going to be in Lisbon, Portugal, and traveling on an all-suites cruise ship to Barcelona, Spain. It's our 19th all-expense-paid trip that we have gotten from Mary Kay in the last 24 years. So I started earning my first trip in my 5th year of being with this amazing company, and I will earn trips until I'm 70 years old. And so I'm going to be on a cruise ship, so I can't do this when I'm on a cruise ship. So thanks, you guys, for being part of our national area, and I can't wait to hear your feedback on this new flip chart. Have fun with it. Bye-bye. Now I have to find my mouse to shut the video off because I've moved everything all around. Okay, you guys, bye-bye.